Whew. Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. Just got in. That's like that 2.5-ish hour drive back from the Zee guy outside the Hartford area in Connecticut. Some beautiful country driving though, I gotta say that. So I just walked in. It is Sunday, about 1 p.m. I made a couple of stops on the way home. We'll talk about that a little later in the episode. Let's do the recap. My weekend in Connecticut.
Even better on the reheat.
Saturday morning, we're getting ready to go blackfishing. But first, breakfast time.
Breakfast eat za.
We were talking about grabbing some bagels on the way down to the boat. And of course, I brought this guy like 2 dozen eggs, but I saw that box over yonder. Breakfast. The winner, by the way. All right, pulling up to the Zee Guy boatyard. Water's looking a little choppy, but we're gonna give it a go. Here it is, the crazy one. Sunday evening, home from Connecticut. I got in around noon. Got up, we had a little quick breakfast, a couple of cups of Joe, and I hit the road. It was a rainy drive home. Always feels great to get home, but I had a fantastic time with the Zee Guy. Thank you, pal, for the hospitality, all the laughs, and but we never did get any blackfish. As a matter of fact, despite what you just saw, we never left the channel because this happened. So we turned around, went back in, but we didn't despair. Fishing's great, but getting together is more about the hang. So we did a little brunch, and then we headed back to the house. Siesta, we crashed out good. And that lunch was so intense, so filling, that our dinner plans got waylaid. What we wound up doing was heating up the leftover slices from, we had those truck slices for breakfast, but we had Zee Guy's margarita slices for dinner, knocked back a little wine, and called it a night. So it was awesome. But one thing we didn't get to, we were planning on doing, even though we didn't go fishing and we didn't get fish, Zee had some blackfish in the freezer from his last trip, so we were going to blacken that and do it over a nice little salad, maybe a little pasta. We got this local artisan spaghetti from a place, Durante's. I haven't had it. Zee Guy's raving about it. I can tell it looks good. From West Haven, Connecticut. So I took this home. The Zee Guy was going to be blackening the blackfish anyway, and I'm home. I picked up some. I stopped at my fishmonger on the way home because I knew I was coming home with this artisan spaghetti. And at first I was going to do some clam sauce. And then I thought, oh wait, I have some, those Cento. I have a sauce that I already made from those Cento DOP San Marzanos. So the sauce was already cooked, but in the freezer. It's already flavored, garlic, oil, all that. So I can just thaw that out. And I thought I would steam the clams open in that, make like a red clam sauce, a little pepperoncini, and spice it up, because I like it fra diavolo. But then, I was going in Adams anyway, so it hit me. Okay, I got the dozen clams. Give me a few of those shrimp. Give me some of that squid. Zuppa de peche. Come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Okay, this couldn't be simpler. I've got my water on here for the spaghetti. That'll come to a boil. We got a pot on here for the sauce. We got our spaghetti. Here's those Cento San Marzano aromas thawed out. Like I said, this was a cooked sauce, so it's got its garlic, it's got its herbs, it's ready to go. What I'm gonna do is pop it in this pot, just heat it up. And what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of white wine. And I'm gonna add the rest of these breadcrumbs that I used for the baked clam. Just consider that an extra, well, I'll have to do that off camera with the spoon. Just consider that extra spice, right? It's the breadcrumbs, it's got some parsley, a little more garlic, some Romano. And then what I'm gonna do is when this sauce comes up to the steam, to simmer, I'll add my fish. I got it here, it's all cleaned. I scrubbed these clams. I bought a dozen little necks. I think I have about 7 left. I had to nick a few for baked clams and I had to have 1 on the half shell. My Gulf shrimp, I got about 6 or 7 of those and some calamar. The rings, a few tentacles. I think I got 3 heads in there. So this is gonna make a nice little zuppa di pesce. We got the fresh parsley to garnish with. So as soon as this comes up, we'll start adding our fish. I'm gonna put the rest of those breadcrumbs in. Everything's up to a boil. We got our sauce, we got our salted water. Here's the spaghetti. Now, I've never made the spaghetti before, but the package says 8 to 10. So let's get that in. I'm gonna do this very simply. Okay, give it a little, just nudge, and then leave it be. Now, the sauce is boiling away, simmering. I drained the water from this. Everything's cleaned. I'm putting everything in at once, and then I'm gonna put a cover on. The idea is for those clams to open and release their juice. If the shrimp and squid are done before the clams are open, I'll just pull them out. They could always be warmed through at the end. So let's get a cover on this. Let's get the cover that fits. Pasta's in, fish is in, and I'm not gonna put the pasta in the sauce like I sometimes do. This is just gonna be drained through a colander. I'll plate it and we'll dress on top. So I'll see you when everything's done and the pasta is ready for the sauce. Okay, our pasta is done. I checked it, it's al dente, it's delicious. Handmade pasta. Our clams are opening. Let's get some of this sauce on that pasta. And the first thing I'll do is mix that around before I start adding our fish. I think at this point I can turn the flame off under the sauce. We'll mix that around, get our pasta coated, let it drink a little. And now let's start adding some pesce. Zuppa di pesce. Clams are open nicely. Let's put some calamari. Couple of gamberi, a shrimp. Oh, I'm so psyched for this. I got a nice Chianti, inexpensive, Ruffino, table Chianti. You don't have to go crazy with a dish like this. This is rustic. This is coastal peasant food. Okay, I'm gonna save some for lunch tomorrow. Cook up some more pasta in the morning. Let's go with a little sauce on top. I chopped up some parsley from that plant. That did really well on the windowsill all winter. I didn't know if it was gonna make it. So, again, pardon the visuals, no tripod. I'm working with one hand on the phone. But I'm gonna dig in and check this out. Oh, let's drizzle a little bit of olive oil. Now to the sauce, which like I said, was in the freezer, already finished sauce. I had added some white wine, Pinot Grigio. I added some red chili flake to give it a Fra Diavolo kick. Oh, the pasta is excellent. See, guy? And the sauce is delicious because, first of all, it was phenomenal to begin with. Those Cento San Marzanos, DOP. But what happens is, the clams open, they release their juice. The shrimp imparts some flavor. Let me get a clam here. Squid imparts some flavor. Unbelievable. All right, I usually try to give you the show me shot. Not so easy without the tripod. But I'm not complaining. This is for all my calamari hating friends. We'll see you for the next episode. Don't eat with food in your mouth.
Come on, let's do it.
All right, we're calling it. We're turning around. Ain't no black fishing today.